Okay, a little bit of an update here. So we planted this food plot you see back here behind me 9 days ago. Kind of in a weird weather pattern here at home. It's rained basically every day since then. So we put this out right before 4th of July and fertilized it, put lime out, put about, I think we put 100 pounds of fertilizer and about 160 pounds of lime over here on this thing. And then the combination of all that and then the rain every day, you can see behind me here that it's coming up really well. This was a combination of cowpeas, lab, sorghum. It's basically the same blend we put out here, the lab plus that we put out here last year, and I hunted over it in the stand you see back over there, and literally had deer in it or turkeys in it every day. It was crazy. A lot of times they'd come out and just hang out in it and eat for an hour or more right underneath the stand there. It was awesome. A lot of activity, and they used it all season long. I mean, they were munching on the leaves of the cowpeas and lab early in the season. Then the sorghum came in, and I had a doe and a button buck that would come in, and they would eat the tops out of the sorghum. It was crazy. They'd come up and just take a whole mouthful bite and just take the whole top of the sorghum off. And then late in the year, after the first frost and the leaves started wilting back, they came in and they were eating the beans or the peas off the cowpeas and the lab. So they literally used this from the start of season here in East Tennessee, which is early September, all the way through until Christmas. So really impressed with it, and decided to put it out again. You can see it's a decent sized food plot here, and looking forward to seeing what it produces this year. Something else here to point out in this food plot. So you got this food plot here behind me over there. You see the tree stand. Walk over this way, spin around, and what we've got here right on the edge is we've got a persimmon tree right here behind me. There's a couple more persimmon trees over there, but the tree stand is actually in a persimmon tree as well. And then you've got this really large white oak right here, and this year we tried something a little different. Really good white oak acorn crop last year, mast crop last year. So did a little something different. When we were up here fertilizing and liming this food plot, I went ahead and hit the area underneath the crown of this white oak over here to see if it makes any kind of a difference this year, especially since last year was a big year. I've always heard that white oaks are every 2 or 3 years, so I'm hoping that may have helped. But with as much rain as we've had this year, it's hard to tell. Like last year was an extremely dry, a severe drought year, and the acorn crop was huge. So this year we've got a lot of rain, and I've fertilized and limed it. It may not produce anything, but hey, do whatever I can to try to skew the results in my favor. Looking good after 16 days. Food plot has really taken off. Here it is, July 22nd, another update here on the food plot. So this is the Lab Plus, and as you can see here, this thing has just exploded on us. So a lot of these plants are pushing 24 inches tall. The cowpeas, lab, sorghum, it's just shot up like crazy. This food plot was fantastic last year, as I've said before, and the growth rates we're seeing this year are just worlds above and beyond what it was last year. So looking forward to this food plot. I'm going to keep checking in on it and keeping tabs. You realize that's pointing down, right? What? Okay. The deer have eaten the tops out of the cowpeas and the sunflowers. Anxious to check our trail cameras and see what we have coming into the food plot.